Basing your lifetime returns off of a 5-minute risk tolerance questionnaire is stupid. Freeman Lindy. Welcome to the action episode of the Retirement Mentorship Podcast. When we first introduced this podcast back in December of 2020, we talked about how the point of this podcast was threefold. 1, to challenge and increase your knowledge of finances. 2, to deepen and grow your belief in financial planning. And 3, to inspire and encourage you to act on your plan. We are going to be emphasizing the action component of the podcast by releasing bonus episodes on Fridays where applicable that give you action steps you can take to improve your finances based on the content covered in Monday's episode. So in Monday, the point will be to challenge and increase your knowledge of finances and to deepen and grow your belief in financial planning, whether you're doing it yourself or with someone else. And Fridays will be to inspire and encourage you to act on your plan. Then, whether you can do it over the weekend or schedule time to do it the following week, you will be able to take those action steps and improve your finances. In the last 2 weeks, we covered how investing based on a risk tolerance questionnaire is stupid. So let's give you a couple action items you can take from that to improve your finances. Number 1, listen to episodes 1 through 4. This podcast is created so that all of the episodes are relevant pretty much all the time. And if you haven't listened to those episodes, go back and do so. Inaction on your financial plan or acting on the wrong information may be costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. Episodes 1 through 4 are foundational to understanding true financial planning and the long-term impacts your decisions have. And there are few long-term impacts that could be greater than basing your lifetime returns off of a risk tolerance questionnaire. So go back and listen to episodes 1 through 4 if you haven't already. Action step number 2, schedule a time to get an investing plan. Chances are extremely low that at the moment you are listening to this podcast, you have time to get an investing plan. You likely have a collection of portfolios that are probably default options or based off risk tolerance questionnaires. So for the last 2 weeks, you've understood more about risk tolerance questionnaires and have even come to the belief that you need a plan, not just a portfolio, based off an RTQ. Now it's time to act. But it's doubtful that you have time right this second to create an investing plan. So let's schedule it. The action here is to schedule a time to get an investing plan, not to create one. You can't just whip one out in 5 minutes. The solution to avoiding a 5-minute risk tolerance questionnaire is not to create your own in 5 minutes. It's going to take some time and attention. But if you don't have that scheduled, you won't get it done. The quote from last week was from Warren Buffett. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing, and you are losing big by not having a plan. So it's time to schedule a time to get that plan. DIYers, schedule a day when you will create it yourself. If you consider yourself a DIYer and you're looking into investing and trying to gather the information you need to come up with your own financial plan, then you need to schedule this. It's costing you too much to continue to delay, and you cannot just gather information forever. At some point, you need to act. So schedule a day when you can really sit down and create your investing plan. If you're already working with an existing financial services representative, schedule a time when you will look for a new advisor. We already discussed that if your advisor puts you into a portfolio based on nothing but a risk tolerance questionnaire, then you need a new advisor. That advisor doesn't know how to create an investment plan, or they would have done so already. So you need a new one, and you need to schedule a time to do that. And if you are not a DIYer, nor have you ever worked with anyone, then of course it's the same thing. You need to schedule a time when you will look for an advisor. Put it on your calendar. If you've never looked for an advisor, episode 5 is 5 questions to ask a financial advisor. Might be a good place to start. Otherwise, we have upcoming episodes that will shed greater light on both building your own financial plan or finding the right help to do so. But here's, again, the action item is to schedule it. If it's on your calendar, it'll get done. If it's just something on your endless list of mental to-dos, it never will. So schedule a time right now to do it. If you can't do it now, schedule a time. And if you can't actually schedule it right now because you're driving or mowing the lawn, then take a half second and set an alarm. Set an alarm for 10 a.m. or 5 p.m. or whenever works for you. And then when the alarm goes off, it'll be a reminder to you to schedule the time to get your investing plan. So action items from this week: 1, listen to episodes 1 through 4 if you haven't, and 2, schedule a time to get an investing plan. That's it for the action items for this week. We will see you on Monday.